This is G. Harper, presenting to you another edition of Hurdling the Hump. Today's topic is, you can't quit now. Throughout our pilgrimage in life, there are times all of us come to a point of thinking about quitting. I know many of us don't like to admit it, but for a brief moment, unveil your pride and be honest. For those of us who are in school or went back to school later in life, we had a moment when we wanted to quit. There's someone listening and you stepped out on faith to write your first book and your thoughts aren't coming together and you feel like giving up. There's someone that has lost their job. You have been searching for months and even years, but nothing has come through. Last but far from least, there's someone listening and maybe you are trying to do the very best you can with the cards that have been dealt to you in life, but absolutely nothing is going right. Nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to listen. It looks or feels like everyone else is getting hired. They're getting promotions. They're finding true love and getting married, having kids, but you can't. Finding their purpose and you still don't know yours. Given opportunities and not one has come your way. People are traveling and vacationing and traveling in the world, but you're all home alone. Signing contracts, but you can't buy a deal. People buying homes and you can hardly pay rent. There are times we have all felt like quitting. There's somebody listening. You have contemplated suicide because life is not going right. You feel abandoned, you feel used and abused. All of us have thought about throwing in the towels and giving up. But I came to tell you, you can't quit now nor later. Scripture declares in Luke 1:37, for nothing will be impossible with God. In other words, you and I have to have a consistent thought pattern and belief that God is with us. Say that to yourself right now. God is always with me. So if God is with you, and if God before you, who or what situation can bring you down unto the point of giving up? There is no circumstance that is too hard for God to change. It doesn't matter how bad things are going, God can turn them around for your good. My brothers and sisters, you can't give up. Why can't you give up? I'm glad you asked. Because someone is watching you, hoping that you make it to your divine purpose in life. Some child, some niece or nephew, some church member, some family or friend is watching you. And if you quit, what would happen to them? If you stop living before your time, what type of cycle will you start? If you stop pursuing your purpose, if you stop fighting the good fight, what will happen to the next generation? Remember, what you're going through is not because of you. Through every trial, through every test, you must remember that God is with you and somebody is watching you. Thus, you have to make it through. Say to yourself, I'm going to make it. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I am going to make it. My brothers and sisters, regardless of what comes your way, you have to remember that with God, nothing is impossible. That is what you got to hold on to for the rest of this day and for the rest of your life. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, you cannot quit now.